So we finally get to the third temple in Amphibia, and it's it's a good episode because of the way that it ends, because it sets up mystery and intrigue and like, oh, what's gonna happen next. But like the actual events that take place in the third temple are very I want to just very cliche and kind of boring. They really phoned it in. They even make reference to it in the episode about like how dumb the tests are and or straightforward they are, because there's no puzzle to them. They just exist, which is kind of lazy. But the main thing is Sasha's back, so you get the crew together again, the three girls. And I don't like Sasha. Here's the thing: in the comments, people are talking about like, "Oh, Sasha is a control freak that gambles with people's lives." A control freak is when all you guys go out for like a fun day and they control everything you do. They pick what restaurant to go to. They pick what movie to go see. They pick what's the fun thing we're going to wear together. That's a control freak. A control freak doesn't set you up in a situation that can kill you. That's a crazy person. And I do know that people love Sasha. You guys, in the comments, just from the comments alone, I can tell that people really, really love this character. But she's not a good person. Not at this point in the story. She is an awful, terrible, horrible person. And at the end of this episode, you're defending this character knowing that this episode happens. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen all the episodes. So the people who commented in the last video had knowledge of this. And they're going to talk her up like she's like some kind of good guy. Anyways, so we jump into the episode, and it's super fun to see. I like flashbacks. Look how cute they are. Oh my god, they're freaking adorable. They're freaking totes adorable. But it shows Sasha, not Sasha, but Marcy and Anne. They're like playing on the swings. These older kids this girl has like the, I want to say it's just like this adorable accent. It's like Bronx or something. Do anyone remember the original Sailor Moon dub? Her best friend had a voice like this. I love it. It's just so like city, northern New York, Bronxy kind of voice. But they get kicked off the swings. Oh, these are for the big kids. And then Sasha shows up and kind of defends them. And Sasha just kind of just gets beat up. And then she embarrasses herself so much that the other kids just leave. Because she just like beats herself up. Like trying to defend them, but she's just tripping all over herself, falling all over the place. And then they're like, oh, do you want to play swings with us? And then that's how they became friends. Super nice. Get back to the actual present time. And they're on their way to the third temple. It's going to be a fire temple. And they brought Frobo, which is they should bring him everywhere because he's like a robotic killing machine. Lord of the Rings reference. And the door, you just have to lift it. Like there's no puzzle. It's just got to be strong. So Frobo just lifts the door. They get in there. It's super hot, so everyone's all the frogs are dehydrated. And then the next thing is you just have to get through this thing with a bunch of these fire worm lava monsters that look just like the tongues from Alien, inside the mouth of the alien. This little like nasty looking thing, and you have to like hammer these things. And these hammers weigh a ton. They're super heavy, and can lift it, but she's still kind of struggling. Everyone else can't even get close to lifting these things. They're being attacked. Sasha shows up and starts killing these things, which is awesome. And she's able to like lift this hammer like it's made of styrofoam. How strong is this young lady? It's magic, right? Like she's magical. Like that has to be it, because she can't physically be this strong. Because you try lifting up it's like a dumbbell. Just pick up a dumbbell and swing it around. 20 pounds, you're not doing it. You're just not. So, but she can do this, and these things look like they probably weigh at least 50 pounds. I don't know. It just seems a little weird to me. She's doing all this crazy stuff. She beats the worms. And then Anne's like, what the heck? And then she's being like super sweet, like overtly sweet. And then she apologizes. But I think it's fake. I am an excellent judge of character. She has zero, I want to say, you're not being sincere. It sounds so fake. It sounds so Sasha just saying what Sasha wants to say to get what Sasha wants. And then just like she did the other two, when she promised them that they would go back when they got scared, and then she just lied. And then everyone in the comments defended that. They saying she's a good person because she did that. I'm just messing with you guys. I just think it's funny that people think she, at this point in the story, that she's a good guy. But she's lying. I can, from the very beginning, tell she was lying. But then Grimes show up, and then of course Grimes was a bad guy. But they're like, hey, after to a tower, it's all my fault. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that to you. I've been bossing you around since forever. And I apologize for that. We lost everything. We had to build up from the ground up. But what are you guys doing in this lava temple thing? Like, oh, we found the music box, and if you charge all the crystals, we can go home. Then Sasha just sounds like really surprised and just lying. It's just all lies. This girl's a liar. But, they're making their way through the temple. She's like, oh, I'll help you guys pass this temple. Of course, Anne's on edge because you just can't turn on just trust someone instantaneously. Then the next test is like bench pressing. And then Anne's like, hey, there's always like a trick to these temples. It's never just what it says. And that's all it is. She just benches it and opens the door. And they even make fun of it, saying, oh, look how straightforward this all is. That's stupid. That's just stupid writing. I know it's a joke, but it's really dumb. They get to the third temple, or the third trial in the temple, and they have to fight this giant golem. This giant, like, rock golem. But it, like, increases the gravity in the room and, like, slams everybody down. They can barely stand up and fight, but they're, like, barely moving. I'm like, there's no way they're going to be able to fight this thing. Marcy gets knocked down. She can't even get up. Because out of the three girls, Marcy is definitely the weakest. And the two strongest would be Anne and Sasha. So they're kind of working together. And then they start, like, oh, I can't, you still don't trust me even after I apologized. Wait a second. An apology is the very first step to being forgiven. And it's the first little baby step. It isn't instantaneous. Like, Sasha, just because you say you're sorry doesn't mean everything that happened didn't happen. And like I said, this isn't a disagreement about, I made the sports team and you didn't, and it was my final deciding vote where you couldn't join the club. Something inconsequential, something silly. This was life and death that Sasha was doing these things. So it kind of takes it to a different level. This isn't just like a spat between friends. You tried to kill me, Sasha. So Sasha's getting kind of like irritated with her or whatever. And then Anne, rightfully so, is like, what are you even talking about? This isn't just a one and done kind of thing. They increase in gravity again, so they get slammed to the floor. It's the gravity chamber from Dragon Ball Z. A times 10 gravity. But they're slammed to the ground, and they're going to get killed. But then Anne's like, I believe in you, Sasha. You never give up, just like in the opening little flashback that she never gives up. Then she's able to stand up and fight like normal. Then she has like Rock Lee's leg armor. Remember that part? Probably one of the cool scenes in all of Naruto, where he takes off his leg weights, but they're like magic ones, and so they're super heavy. It's super similar to that whole scene. So she's able to fight this guy like normal. Again, she's got godlike powers. Like, how strong is she? She could probably bench like 500 pounds. But she beats him, and the gravity turns off. They charge the crystal. It drains the light out of her eyes. So the only one who didn't get a full drain was Anne. What does that mean? What's the consequences of that? I don't know. But they make their way out. They're like, oh, the team's back together. They're super happy. And it's like, Anne said to Sasha, how I believe in you and all that stuff. And then Sasha's like, oh, thank you. And then she's like, oh, before it gets any awkward. And then Graham's like, oh, remember our plan. I'm like, yep, that's what I thought. She's a lying sack of suds. I don't like Sasha. I've never liked her. Even from the very beginning, I've never liked her. And so she has some kind of plan to screw her friends over again. Was Sasha aware of the box at all? I don't know. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. Was she aware that it can take them home? That's the question. Like, is that because you do see this little concern on her face? Like, she looks like she starts to feel bad a little bit, which is good. But she felt bad in the last episode she was in, and she still continued to do bad things. You're digging a hole here, Sasha. It's going to be tough to dig yourself out of this and come out a good person. You don't get to do all these horrific things and then, no, sorry, I'm a little baby. Oh, baby, say I'm sorry. No, that's not enough. That is not enough. You got to do more than that. Not just your words, but your actions. And every single time Sasha has the opportunity to do something, she chooses what she wants to do to make herself happy. So I don't know. I'm sure in the comments, everyone's going to say how much they love her and how she's just a control freak, so she's allowed to kill people. But yeah, so third temple, pretty lame temple. The implications of what happens at the end is cool because, you still have this. Everyone thinks she's a good guy, but she's really a secret bad guy. But is she really a bad guy? She might turn, that little bit of feeling bad at the end, but she's willing to do the good thing. Is she willing to stand up against, Grimes and doing all the bad stuff? So we'll see. There's a few more episodes left in this season, and then, yep, I'll be on to the last season. It's taking me long enough, but I will get there eventually, I promise. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Love you all. Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video really helps out a lot. It gets the video spread around more people get to see the videos, and we get to make more videos for you guys. So thank you, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.